Good morning and welcome to the 81st annual meeting of the Florida Keys Electric Cooperative. We are honored to have everybody back in person to help us celebrate our members and your co-op. My name is Karl Wagner and I am the president of the Florida Keys Electric Cooperative Board of Directors. For your information, in the back of the meeting, in the lobby, is the minutes from the April 6, 2019 annual meeting, if you'd like to review those. Okay? And before I call this meeting to order, I'd like to thank Ms. Laura Leotard, the principal of Coral Shores High School, and her staff for all their help and letting us use this facility once again. Thank you, Coral Shores, and thank all of you for attending today. Now it is my honor and privilege to call the 81st annual meeting of the Florida Keys Electric Cooperative to order. If all of you would please stand and help me say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. First, I would like to introduce Gretchen Holland, the board secretary, to give the secretary's report. Gretchen.
Thank you for coming today. It's a beautiful day out there, so it's kind of you to take time to participate. So I'm going to read to you that I, Gretchen Holland, do certify that I am the newly elected Secretary of the Florida Keys Electric Cooperative Association, Inc., and as provided in the bylaws of the cooperative, a notice of the annual meeting to be held at Coral Shores High School, Plantation Key, Florida, was mailed in Jacksonville, Florida on March 22nd, 2022, to all members of record on that date. In witness thereof, I have here unto subscribe my name as secretary and affix the corporate seal of the corporation on this 9th day of April 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Gretchen. With that, is there any additions or corrections to the April 6, 2019 minutes? Okay, not hearing any. Those minutes will be entered as presented. Next, I would like to go ahead and introduce to you your board of directors. And I'm going to start with the executive board. First, Mike Kudo, vice president. Michael's from District 4, representing Marathon. Michael is our longest standing member for 29 years. Of the 29 years, 18 of those he served as your secretary. And in 2019, he was voted your vice president. Next, we have Cale Smith, our treasurer. Cale Smith represents District 3, Alton. Cale was first appointed to the board in 2014, then he was elected in 2017, and then re-elected in 2020. Next, we have Gretchen Holland, our secretary, who you just met. Gretchen was first appointed to the board in 1991. 99? My apologies, 1999. And she served as our board vice president from 2005 until 2018. And then in 2019, Gretchen was elected secretary. Thank you, Gretchen. Next, over here, we have Dr. Jim Bellini, District 1, Florida, better known, everybody knows as Doc. Doc was appointed to the board in 2004, then elected in 2005. Doc was our president from 2013 to 2019, so he's the immediate past president. Thank you, Doc. Next, David Ritz, also representing District 1, Key Largo. David was appointed to the board in 1999 as well. He was our board president from 2005 until 2013. Thank you, Dave. Craig Belcher from District 2, representing Wagner. Actually, in 1999, Mr. Belcher was elected District 1 representative in Key Largo, which he served for 5 years before he moved to the Tavernier area. At that time, he sought the position, and he has been your representative for the last 17 years. Craig is also the state representative for the statewide. Thank you, Craig. Next, we have Joe Roth III, also representing District 2 in Tavernier. Joe was appointed to the board in 2017 and elected in 2018. Thank you, Joe. Mr. Hertel. We have Mr. George Hertel from District 3, Alamorada. Mr. Hertel was elected to the board in 2004 and has been re-elected in 3-year increments ever since. Thank you, George. And finally, you have me, Captain Karl Wagner, District 4 Marathon. I was elected to the board in 2004 also. I was elected your vice president in 2018 and then elected your president in 2019. Thank you. Some other important people that work with the board, and the board, we really hire 3 people. You'll meet one of them later. The other ones we hire is from Nicholas and Pauly, our auditors, independent auditors. We have Mr. Chris Schumar. And beside him, we have Mr. John Haswell. He is our attorney. He is the board counsel. Mr. Haswell represents other cooperatives, but he's been specifically representing our cooperative since 1991. Thank you, John. Next, we want to recognize the hard work of FKEC's Charitable Trust Board. Okay? As you know, the Charitable Trust Board gets money, their donations, to Operation Roundup, and that's where we round up to the nearest dollar, and then they allocate this money, and they distribute the money based to families and individuals in need within our community. To date, since in the last 28 years, we've raised $3.5 million for the people of our community. In 2021 alone, it's $147,239. Also another very nice number. Thank you. So now I would like to introduce those volunteer charitable trust members that devote a lot of their time to take applications and to go over them and to decide who is really in need and who we need to help within our community. I'm going to start with the officers. First, it's going to be Chairman Richard Overfield from District 2, representing Tavernier. Our Vice Chairperson, Ms. Sharon Wampler from District 3, Alamorada. And with us today, the board treasurer, Mr. Marlon Simon, representing District 2, Tavernier. Thank you, Marlon. Board Secretary, Tony Macaluso, who is from District 1. And the remaining of the board from District 1, we have Ms. Laura Brown, representing District 1, Key Largo. We have Mrs. Nancy Wall, who is representing Key Largo as well, District 1. We have Ms. Mary Russell. She is representing District 3, Alamorada. We have Ms. Michelle Frank, who's representing Marathon, District 4. And Mrs. Jackie Gonzalez, also representing Marathon, District 4. And we can't go without saying thank you to our executive assistant, Ms. Susan Tolhofer, who actually manages the privacy efforts keeping not only the Charitable Trust Board organized, but the Board of Directors as well. Thank you, Susan. And with that, I'm going to turn the floor over to our treasurer, Mr. Cale Smith.
is financial oversight of the cooperative's operations. Among other things, the board is in charge of the annual auditing process. The independent auditor we use is Nichols Colley and Associates, which also audits a number of other electric co-ops. At the end of 2021, like we do every year, the board asked the auditor to thoroughly review the co-op's books and then report back to us. One of the most important excerpts from the co-op's 2021 financial audit was this statement. In our opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of FKEC. So, your board of directors is pleased to report that our cooperative is in a solid financial position. Here are a few highlighted numbers from our audited financial statements. On the top line of our operating statement then, in 2021, FKEC recorded $94.2 million in revenue. We incurred $85 million in expenses, and we earned $5.7 million in margin. From the balance sheet, our net utility plant at the end of 2021 was $172.9 million. Our equity and debt figures there also show how the co-op has supported the growth in those assets over the past 81 years, with total equity of $72.9 million and total long-term debt of $103 million. Finally, the board of directors is also pleased to report that in 2021, FKEC returned just under $2.5 million to its members in the form of capital credit checks, just one benefit of being a member of the 40 Keys Electric Cooperative.
Thank you, Cale.